Everyone, welcome back. Today's video, I'm going to talk about my no-buy for 2019, and specifically I kind of want to go through and a little bit touch briefly in the past, because in 2017, actually around this time of year, 2 years ago in 2017, is when I decided to just stop buying makeup and skincare, nail polish, and all these things, that if you watch these types of videos, regardless of what types of videos you watch, whether it's clothing or anything, accessories, it could be journals, bullet journaling is a big thing too. So whatever you spend the most amount of time watching, you're going to be influenced by those channels, right? It's just human nature. And that's why I think I accumulated as much as I did. And I am truly a girly girl. Like, I love getting dressed up. I love getting dressed up. I love looking put together, but not overdone. My style is more you tried, it's girly, you put effort into it, but it's not over the top, right? So I kind of wanted to see if I could, just for a minute, just be content. In 2017, it was just about an internal desire to just stop. And I'm really, really happy that the no-buy movement kind of took off in 2019, early this year. When I started, I didn't watch a single video that was in relation of it. It was just completely internal and something I wanted to do for myself. And truly, I love challenging myself, and I love to test, my boundaries and see how far I can push myself. And it might seem very, very small and insignificant to be like, okay, well, I'm going to have discipline and stop buying all these luxurious things, which to me is a luxury, because all you need is, the basics in life and you're good. So in the summer of 2017 is when all of this sort of started. And, the way I can sort of give you an analogy as to what was going on is, think of when you're driving and you reach a stop sign. You have to sort of look both ways to make sure there's no pedestrians on the street, right? And then you go. So that's kind of the same thing. You have to stop. But with YouTube and consumerism, it never stops. You just keep filling a bucket, a never-ending bucket. There's like a hole in that bucket. You keep filling it, it never gets full. That's what it kind of would feel like. And I think many of you might understand when I say that. Another example would be, when you're running and you get to a point of exhaustion and you need to stop to catch your breath. That's what I mean, because when you keep buying and buying and buying and buying, or just watching videos, being tempted to buy, you don't stop. You don't stop to think about what you have. You don't stop to think about your place in this world, in a way, because and I'll touch on it a little bit later, as someone who watches videos, I also make videos, and I really have a hard time coming to terms with, when people leave comments like they purchased something because of me, and I'll touch on that a little bit later. But the truth is, you just have to start somewhere, because that's where I started. And I didn't know if I wanted to do a no-buy or a low-buy, but I just started off with no-buy straight away. I think it would be easier to slowly ease your way into a low-buy initially, go into like a and have like an actual physical time frame. Like, you're gonna do a no-buy or a low-buy, let's say low-buy, from September 1st till the end of the year, December 31st. And I'm going to issue a challenge to all of you to do a low-buy and to give yourself a monthly budget where you can actually purchase things within those months, and then see how that feels. If you can do a no-buy, even better, for 4 months for the rest of the year, I think you would be so amazed how good it would feel. Now, in saying that, I'm not gonna say that it wasn't hard. I didn't just wake up and be like, I'm nothing today, not gonna buy anything. So good, so content, so strong, so disciplined. That is not what it was like. The first 3 months I had this, like, it felt like an itch. You know, you just wanted to buy something because that was the habit, you see. And being an adult, breaking bad habits is really hard, but you have to have discipline. I think no matter the age, you still need to always practice discipline. It is just something that will help you in every single avenue of your life. You got to make time for it. You have to mentally sit yourself down and have those conversations with yourself. So I'm not going to say it wasn't hard. It was a hard habit to break, and with every bad habit will come temptations, right? So you have to make yourself get through it. You know, give yourself about a week or 24 hours. If you really, really, really want something and you can see that it is absolutely unique to your collection, whether it's clothing, whether it's nail polish. I know lots of you watch me for nail polish, but it has to be, make a rule where it's not a dupe. The next step for me was starting a year-long makeup use-up with nail polishes. I started to be really specific about seasonal polishes that I would pick. I know really popular videos, some of my friends, YouTubers here on YouTube do polish racks and that sort of thing. And you get to go through your collection. A lot of you actually were inspired by my untried nail polish series, which I'm thinking of, you know, kicking back up again in the coming year. We'll see, because I really, really like my capsule nail polish collections. That really works for me currently. But in 2018, I focused on using up products, and let me tell you, that will put it into perspective how long it takes to actually use things up, regardless of it being skincare, it being nail polish, it being cosmetics. It takes a long time to use powder products, especially in makeup. So project pans, project polish is a good way to kick it into gear, to make you see, force you to see. And then you kind of get to learn a little bit about your personality. You realize where, you know what, back in the day, you were into a color story and someone you really liked watching on YouTube, you know, they like that product, but when you try it on yourself, you don't like it, you know? So you sort of learn a lot about your personality and yourself. So I definitely recommend doing project polishes, makeup use-ups, project tan pans. They all help. And 2018, you saw on my channel, that was like a big focus. And for 2019, I went up a notch and I did like a pan palette, which I don't even know where that strength came from, because eyeshadow is so hard to use up. It is so hard. I have a thing about space as well. I cannot, anytime something is like exceeding over, like I have 2 IKEA 5 drawers, and one is for makeup, one is for nail polish, and I have it very, very organized, you know. Now, before it was kind of just like in there. My makeup was a little bit better. My nail polish was just by brand, but it's better now because there's a lot less. But it, you know, it was growing. It was growing, and I didn't know where to put all this stuff. And I refuse to buy more storage. That's my cutoff point. Like when it gets too much, I know, because then I can't fit everything, then it has to go. I'm not going to buy more storage to bring in more physical things, because, you know, that's energy you're bringing into your life as well. So overconsumption, my role in it, you know, it really made me feel very guilty for a long, long time. Sometimes when I stop making videos, it's not because I don't love making videos, it's because I feel guilty. I feel guilty, and I'm like, okay, what am I gonna sit down and talk about? I don't want to talk about you buying this, I don't want to talk about you needing that, you know. So guilt played a huge part, but through it all, there was so much gratitude and appreciation when I got over the guilt. You know, I was really, really grateful for this role, this space, this community that I created, and that, you know, I'm so grateful that all all of you are a part of. You choose to be here. You give me this time. You know, you trust me. You know that I'm going to tell you the right thing and steer you in the right direction. And you trust me, and it helps. It makes me happy. I'll put it like that. It makes me so happy knowing that you trust me. And whenever I learn something, all of this I'm talking about, whenever I learn something, I have to help you. I think I was born to help people, truly. So, you know, I have to help you. So that's why you're seeing this complete change and everything. And I will tell you that once you get through it and you get to the point of, you know, maybe you are not anxious anymore, you don't feel guilty for having all of the things, or even guilty if you're a mom. Like, you know, it's good to have self-care, or a dad, it's good to have self-care, but you know, that money you're spending on yourself could be put towards like your children. So maybe you feel guilty about that. And so once you get over the guilt of it, you will move into like appreciation and gratitude, being able that you can afford it, but you're not going to, you know? So you just appreciate what you have. Some of the last things I want to talk about is, finally at the end of all of this is you will gain control of your life. For me personally, only recently I went on a makeup purchasing with one of my friends, and we got such a good deal on these Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill like eyeshadow found like little pots. It was insanely cheap. It was insanely cheap for the price that it normally runs at. So, you know, I got a few of those, not just one, two. I got a few of those, let's be honest. But that was like the first thing I had ever purchased in like 2 years for myself that's makeup based. So I felt okay about that, and I knew I would use it. That's the thing, I knew I would use it. So that's me being in control. I knew I was, you know, going to use it and get a lot of fun, have a lot of fun with it. But once you get to this point, you are in such strong discipline and control that you don't get tempted. And this is probably the most important thing in this video that I want you to really think about. If you've made it this far, really, really want you to think about this. Give yourself some time. Give yourself a few weeks, actually. This is not going to come easy. It's not an easy question, and it's not an easy answer. What are you distracting yourself from? So what are your distractions? Is this a distraction? Is overconsumption, is buying, is purchasing, is that a distraction from something that you should really be paying more attention to? Are you running away from something? Because too much of anything is not good for the soul. Too much of anything is not good for the soul. Even the good days, you know, it's nice to have great, happy days, but when you have those bad days, that's when you appreciate the good ones, right? When you really appreciate the good ones, when your life is going good. So too much of one thing is not good for you. And you really have to, I can't answer those questions for you. You have to answer them yourself. You have to really, really meditate and go into your mind and pull it out, write, journal, talk to people, go, you know, running, exercising is a form of meditation as well, I think. You know, you just do it with your body. Really, really go deep. Think really, really, really deeply about what it is that you are distracting yourself from or numbing yourself from feeling. And finally, which is where I am at, is balance. Now, when I think of everything around me, I don't think in terms of one category. I think of it all. I think of what am I feeding my mind? What am I feeding my body? What am I putting into my body? You know, what am I eating? What am I, you know, where do I spend my time? Who do I commit my energy to? Who do I want to see? Who do I care for? You know, all of that is balanced and genuine, completely and utterly genuine. So I hope you enjoyed this update. I hope it helped in some way. I hope it gave you a window into my mind as to, you know, why I've been sort of a little bit missing this past summer on YouTube. Truly, I needed to gather myself, and I kind of wanted to convey and share as much wisdom. I feel like I'm old to that point where I can give you wisdom now. You know, it never comes from any place other than caring for you and wanting the best for all of you. I think of all of you as friends, and I want you to truly succeed in your life and to get through what it is that you need to get through. So if you want to leave a comment letting me know if any of this has ever helped you, it would mean so much to me. Let me know if you've been enjoying my capsule nail polish and makeup collections, my project pans, my makeup use up. You know, if by leading by example, does it help all of you? Let me know that. I would love to know that. So thank you so much for watching. I'm really sorry this video was very long, but I don't get to chat with all of you every day, so it's okay. So thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your time, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.